Speaking of tours, Taime, what was the best arena tour you did when you guys, I mean, I know you went out with Motley, you went out with David Lee Roth, you went out with Whitesnake. Which of those big arena tours was the most fun for you guys?
Cooper that's right. Cooper was a lot of fun just because their whole fucking production and all of their whole crew of people were just fucking killer. But Motley tour was fun because they were all sober apparently, and we weren't. So it was like, it was our party. The Motley tour, the Dr. Feelgood was our Feelgood tour. But touring with Cooper, and we did a bunch of dates with Motorhead and shit too. So that was cool with Coop. And they are all part of my life. You know what I mean? Yes. They're all fun. Yeah. Roth, we're like, we're gonna go out with Roth, like Ben Halen. And it was like, we saw him like once the whole fucking tour.
Oh yeah.
That was on our first album too. We're like, yeah, we're going out with Roth. We're gonna be hanging out, partying with Roth. And it was like the first day we saw him, and then it was like the last day. Say, hey, I've got a joint. Let's smoke the joints. And last night, it was like, cool.
That's pretty typical, though. That's pretty typical, right? Everybody has this romantic notion that the bands that tour together are just partying together and they're hanging out all the time, and you're basically ships in the night.
Yeah, because by the time you're done playing, you got your own shit going on. Unless your buddies are going on fucking when it was just us over there. So it was us and the Almighty, and we're out there, and it was like all three bands are killer. So it was like, you didn't see everybody the whole show all night because you had so much shit. You had shit with WEA, where we did with WEA. You guys with. Who are you guys with, RCA or?
No, it was Sony.
Universal Sony. That's it. Sony over there
on Columbia. So
yeah. I knew it was different than WEA, but yeah, you have all that shit they had. They're my American band, so they're like yanking you here and there, and as soon as you dry off or whatever. But
I mean, everyone was staying at the same hotel. It wasn't everyone was moving. Everyone was moving and grooving on the same train. You know.
We all had fun hanging out and shit. That was fucking great.
Now, I want to bring this up because a lot of people don't know. I don't know if it's been any quote history books or not, but Frankie Benali did that tour with you guys.
Yeah. Oh, he did Motley with us too. So
he did.
And it was after Motley. Because after Motley is when we got Bradshaw.
Yeah. So. Okay.
So speaking of your drummers, one of the great mysteries in rock is what ever happened to Mark Michaels.
Don't know. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
And me and Greg deal with all the bullshit with the fucking first three records. Nobody knows. We were tracking down. We put in searches and financial shit. No one knows. I believe he's dead, honestly. But I don't have any proof, so I don't know. But no one's seen him forever. I heard he was seen. That was like back on the Whip tour. He was in Atlanta. Then I heard he was in New York, and heard he got clipped by a cab, and he was slow ever since then. And that's hearsay. I can't remember who in the fuck told me. I know if it was Mark Rude, who's now dead, but it was somebody in New York that was, I think. So there was no it was somebody that was kind of fucked up. So I was like, cool. So I don't know.
Right.
Nobody knows. I had some other kid. I don't know if he was a kid, but emailed me trying to find him. He was doing some punk rock thing and trying to track down Mark because he was from Vegas and all this stuff. I go, dude, I don't know. And they were searching. We were moving our stuff from an old LLC that was Faster, because we have a new one that I do with the new band, with just my shit. So we're moving all the three earlier records from the Elektra, because we got all of our shit back from them.
Wow.
To a different LLC, which is Gypsy Fetish, which is our publishing company that we had for those three records. We still have with ASCAP and shit. So, and we're trying to find, even though Mark didn't write anything, he's still part of the band on the performances and stuff like that. So we split it that way on those records. So it's like to give him, he played on it. So it's like, but nobody could find him.
So speaking of Elektra, tell me a little bit about Belted, Booted, and Buckled.
Belted, Buckled, and Booted.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that was just a fucking Nonstop single, wasn't it?
Yeah. Nonstop is on there. You're So Vain is on there. And then there's 2 tracks from the Whipped sessions that didn't make Whipped, but they're on that.
They're on the import. They're on the Japanese version of the vinyl.
So
Out with a Bang and Charge Me Up, those 2 songs. Yeah, Vain was just that. They put that out because Vain was on Rubaiyat. That was Elektra's 40th anniversary. That was what that was done to. And that was what they started. That was the whole new thing with CDs. It was called like a CD5 or whatever. It's basically a CD single for Nonstop. So it was a Nonstop to Nowhere CD single, but it was CD5. It was new. It's what they Elektra or Wea or whatever they were doing. So they go, let's put Vain on it. We'll put fucking the two tracks that are on that on the Japanese version of the album, because Japan wanted 2 different songs for the Wea or Warner Brothers, I guess. I can't remember, but that's what that was. Was it cool? More shit.
Was it widely distributed? Because I've never even seen one in the wild. I
don't fucking know, dude. I have no idea. I know I got a couple. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I used to have the Rubaiyat thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's different.
Thing.
I still had the watch. They gave me a watch.
Weird.
It was always in a box. I never wore it ever.
Weird.
Hey, here's a Rubaiyat thing and a watch in a box and everything.
Wow. Yeah, mine didn't have
not
a
even
watch.
like it was a dumb watch.
We had
ever.
We've had your buddies Ace Von Johnson and Ricky Rackman on this show, and we owe this interview today to Ace for connecting us with you. So cheers to you, Ace, if you're listening. But your buddy Ricky is out doing a comedy tour or a spoken word tour or whatever.
Or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. He's just out shooting the shit and getting paid.
Yeah, exactly.
His perfect job.
Gotta love it.
Exactly. So, I mean, you guys obviously were business partners in the Cat House, and he's out touring, telling stories about that time. And the stories, I'm sure, are just hilarious. And so I wanted to know from you, what's the craziest thing you ever saw, witnessed, or took part in at the Cat House?
Oh, God, I don't even know. The Cat House is like, I think it was Axl chasing Bowie. I think that might have been the crazy shit.
We've heard that one.
And that was all weird because I was just like there in the booth. And Bowie was there and drunk. And I was just like, because we were rehearsing right next to us. They were out at Mates too. We were out there rehearsing for something, and they were doing a Tim Machine.
Oh, right.
And then we were at the club, and I'm in there with Joseph. I'd go up there and smoke and hang out in there and hang out with Billy Gibbons and shit. And Bowie was in there, and I know that Bowie was like fucking Joseph's fucking idol. You know what I mean? It was like Brooks, our DJ, and then all this shit. And I was just in my own world. I'm having a drink, smoke, going and doing whatever, whether I was with somebody or hanging out with chicks and just doing my schmoozing. And then all of a sudden I saw Aaron there, and then of course I always see Axl and whatnot, and we're friends. But then I didn't know what happened. Then I got filled in by Josh and fucking Ricky and everybody about just Bowie just being a fucking dipshit. And and Axl gets he used to get set off like a fucking instant. Do anything, he'll set Axl off. Well, I'm gonna go fucking kill somebody. And it's like, so I was like, that was just the whole debacle, because I was friends with Aaron too, and she's like, this fucking just crazy. And I'm just drinking, just going, good luck with all that. I'm just like, whatever. I didn't want no part of it. You guys chase each other down the street, do what the fuck ever you want. But